It's chunky. My arm hurts. I am so tired of stuff falling in my eyes. Ow. Today's the day that I work on the final steps of getting the 350Z motor out of the 350Z. So in the last video, I pretty much worked on just getting like the whole front end off the car, which will make pulling the motor easier. So the motor is pretty much ready to come out. I need to get the exhaust off, the drive shaft, and then drain the oil, transmission fluid, and then I don't know yet if I'm gonna pull the transmission by itself or just pull the motor and transmission all at once. My goal by the end of this video is to have the motor out of the Z. My biggest concern here is having the physical strength to do all of this myself. And my other concern is I'm working out of my apartment garage, so I don't have a ton of room to work with. Some people might think that I'm just making it harder on myself by working in such a confined space. Have I had access to shops that I've worked at before with all the space in the world and a lift and every tool you can imagine? Yes. And is it nice to have that? Of course it is. I don't want to do that. I don't want to use somebody else's space, somebody else's tools, even though it's going to be challenging and there's not going to be as much room as I would like. That's okay. It's definitely possible. It's just going to be challenging. This whole process is definitely a learning curve for me. This is the only Z that I've ever worked on, and as many cars as I've had, I've never had anything with an LS in it. And if you didn't know, the reason for pulling the motor out of the 350Z is to put an LS in it. I'm not gonna go like super into detail as to why that is because my first video like explains all of that. But basically I'm building this car for somebody who did not get the chance to before they passed away. So pretty much everything now that I'm doing is just prepping the car to get the LS in it. So enough of me rambling. I'm gonna go change clothes and then we're gonna go work on the car. This is supposed to be royal purple transmission fluid, but as you can see, it is not purple and it is chunky. So it's time for a rebuild. My arm hurts. You can't do this. Yes, you can. That was easy, but this. I am so tired of stuff falling in my eyes. Ow. Okay, so I don't know who put this exhaust together, but it is so bad. So this piece right here is part of a full stainless exhaust, and then you have this that is AutoZone flex pipe, and you really should not weld these together because then you get that looks like you used a hot glue gun. Bye. Okay, so I know this is a terrible angle and I have stuff all over my face, but whatever. So I'm under the car right now. I've got the whole exhaust off and the drive shaft off, and I've decided to just drop the transmission from the bottom because I don't have a whole lot of room in here to work with. And I think that it'll make it easier if I can just get the transmission out from the bottom, and then I don't have to move the car again to like pull the motor and the transmission all at once, if that makes sense. So I'm under here. I'm going to get the transmission out.